So hi, One Good Noise Podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with
Patrick from Not My Weekend.
and we're some questions today about their upcoming single, "Knock Me Out." So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to the announcement so far?
Let's go. Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel good. I'm working really hard and I'm just trying to keep my head down and just like keep posting about it. I hope you guys have taken notice. I've posted so much about this song. Um, but yeah, I like lots of my close personal friends and family have reached out to me about the song, and like people that I don't know that well have said that like they really like have seen and heard about this song, which is like really important to me because I feel like I didn't get that kind of response from any of the singles on Honeymoon, and I don't know if that's like how I was promoting those songs or if like culturally that's just kind of where things are at. But I think like my marketing brain is working harder than ever, and I'm sort of disconnected from the original creation of the song and really just focusing on like making really cool videos associated with it, whatever that may be.
Hell yeah.
So I feel really good about it, and I'm anxious as heck to release it already for sure.
The song bangs. I am
Thank you.
You're promoting it so heavily. I'm honestly getting sick of the same clip that you've been using for, I quite frankly at this point, 2 months, but I think that
Yeah.
it's working for you because you are making such captivating content with that same snippet. Like, you are getting away with not releasing any more of the song because the videos, like, I don't even want to hear the song anymore, but I just keep hearing it because the videos are so goddamn good.
Exactly. It's like, where are you
And I,
popping up next?
that means a lot to me. I know. I'm really hoping people don't know. Like I'm trying to catch that sliver of people that don't know I'm on tour with Ice Nine Kills and are like,
Mhm.
"Hey, is he like actually like going across Europe for the purposes of the chorus of this song?"
Yeah.
which which of course no, but it's a fun game I'm playing with, at least myself. That means a lot to me, you guys saying that, because that's exactly how I want people to feel. That's how I hope people feel. And I've definitely considered releasing more parts of the song, but um, I don't like. I feel a little weird about bands that, not weird, but it's just not my style when bands on TikTok release the first verse, the second verse, and the chorus of a song prior to its release.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
know that the thing in 2023 is leaking music and promoting your song with its audio before it's out. But by the time you've given me two verses and a chorus, like the release day comes around and I don't feel any kind of hype. And I like, especially from the people that I have sent the music video to, there still is that kind of response from them that's like, I didn't expect these verses to be this way. And I
Yeah.
want people to have some kind of feeling like that when release day comes around. And the other thing is that if you listen to any of my clips where like we're talking for longer over, music, that is what the instrumental's going to be. It's not the vocal delivery. And it like, it doesn't paint a picture. It just kind of contributes to the vibe. So in a
Yeah.
way, we've teased more of that song than the chorus, and a couple clips straight up have the pre-chorus.
Yeah.
But like, I think the verses and the bridge of this song especially are really strong as well, and I'm really excited for people to hear them. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I think that your marketing has like gotten so much better since you've kind of made the move to LA. Like, I feel like the move to LA has really been beneficial for you in all sorts of ways.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you saying that. I mean, definitely like making TikToks for other people is my day job, like straight up. So it's like I've learned so much from clients and friends and videographers and bands and everyone around me. And I really like, I was telling someone I was telling someone that I'm potentially working with the other day that I feel really confident and excited and in control of pretty much everything about what Not My Weekend is right now, except for the touring aspect. But like that's okay. I feel good that there's only one thing that's kind of slipping through my fingers right now, because it means that I only have one more thing to conquer. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
it's a good. It's I feel really good about it right now. And this new batch of songs, um, it's a really, it's a different. direction for us creatively, in the sense that I think it's a lot more honed in than Yellow and Honeymoon were. Not that I think those projects should have been more honed in. They were like sporadic and all over the place on purpose. Um, but this stuff is a little, the songs we're releasing this year, and more than likely into 2024, um, are a lot more cohesive and about each other, and realistically they're a lot sadder too. So there's a lot of that. I feel really good about everything.
Awesome.
Very excited.
And one more question for you. Kellen Quinn is on the song, and I'm trying to figure out why that's not a piece of the marketing. And also, like, Kellen Quinn features don't excite me anymore, like, really, at this point, because he does so many songs. But he's in your music video, and that's what blew me away. That's why I texted you, like, holy fuck, Kellen Quinn's on your song, because usually it's just like he throws down a verse and that's it. He never goes further than that. So I'm very intrigued by this, like, him copying on the song, him being in the music video, and why it's not a marketing piece for you.
I'll tell you the whole story, and I hope he sees this. First of all, Kellen Quinn is one of the sweetest guys I've met in the scene, you know. And we're not that close. I mean, I've maybe talked to him like 24 times total, but he's such a sweetheart. And you're right, he does so many features, and like, I really, really appreciate like his approach to young musicians and the scene. And I think it's become like a little bit of a meme, like how many features he does and how often he pops up. But the fact of the matter is, if more vocalists and more people in the scene on his level approached young bands like that, and approached good songwriting with an open mind, like at the level that he does, like, the scene would just be bigger. Like, all of a sudden there's just less gatekeepers, there's more bands, there's more tours. Booking agents care about local artists and local bands that get added to big tours just as much as they might like adding those bands to third and fourth places on tours and whatnot. So the fact that he does that many features, even if it comes across as a meme sometimes, like, to me is still like so impressive and admirable. And so the story goes, in 2019, he shared Crawl on his Twitter. And I think he was DMing Greg Long at our old label, We Are Triumphant, about bands or something. And he really liked Crawl, and he tweeted about us. And I think he followed us on Instagram the same day, and I DM'd him and I said, hey man, thank you so much. Like, I've been listening to your band since Do It Now, Remember It Later, when I was in 10th grade or whatever. Right. And he was like, yeah, man, of course we should do a song together sometime. That was like his first DM to me in 2019. And I was like, yeah, I'd love that.
I would love nothing more than that.
And I sent him El Camino. and I asked him to sing the second verse on El Camino. And he was like, nah. which I to this day appreciate so much. That's fine. And eventually I sent him all of Honeymoon in its completion, you know, in early 2020. I probably sent him the whole record finished. And I said, if there's anything on this that you feel inclined to, that you'd like to sing on or like to write on or anything like that, let me know. And he was so honest with me and was like, I'm not really vibing with any of this. And I was, but I'm also like, I can't even believe that he's like, I can't believe he's having this dialogue with me. Like, he listened to the record and like made a decision that he didn't want to sing on it. So I do want to stress to people that think that Kellen Quinn's just doing any feature, I promise you, he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a few months go by, and before Honeymoon's even out, I think El Camino's out and Sip is out at this point. We start writing new music. And he messages me that he wants to write some songs together. And this guy is such an early riser. He goes on his morning jogs at like 6 a.m. So
Jesus.
I'm writing lyrics and I'm writing melodies and stuff with Kellen at like 7 a.m. for like 3 or 4 days or something like that. Um, and those songs are still sitting on a hard drive of mine, but they didn't make the cut for Not My Weekend, and they didn't make the cut for his EP. And I think they were in conversation to be either.
Mhm.
But they're in a Dropbox somewhere. They're good songs, but they're kind of like disco pop, and it's like this record's very much a pop punk rock record for sure. Um, anyway, I start writing songs with Jared Gaines, the artist formerly known as Veins,
Mhm.
um, and and he is the producer, other main writer, my best friend on this whole new album for sure. And we had just met and just started writing songs at the beginning of 2020. So this is like our first meeting. We had written, we had finished writing a song that did make the cut on the album, and we had written a second song that did not make the cut on the album. And our third song was Knock Me Out.
Mhm.
Um, and it was my favorite of the three songs that we had done so far. And we had written a bridge for it, and it was a good bridge. Um, and I sent it to Kellen to ask him what he thought, because this was around like the exact same time that we were writing those other songs together.
Mhm.
And he said, "Can you send me a version with the bridge empty? I want to sing on this one." Um, and I don't. If memory serves me correct, I wasn't asking him to.
Yeah.
But obviously we had discussed us doing a song together, and Jared sent him the bridge open, and he sent us back that vocal like 2 days later, and that's the feature on the song. Um, um, you know, I moved to LA. Honeymoon comes out. We do a really difficult tour. I start working for Ice Kills. I start making TikToks. Like literally years go by.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And in, I guess, September of this past year, like we really decide me and Jared and the rest of the boys really decide that we're going to finish this Not My Weekend album with songs that we've been writing over the course of everything else I've been doing in my life.
Mhm.
Right. And we do. It takes a couple months. I stay home from Trinity 3 with Ice Nine Kills to finish it. And we get it all together, but Knock Me Out with this Kellen Quinn feature is still on the record. And I send Kellen a message asking if he'd be in the music video, because we have the same conversation that you just had, that like Kellen being in the music video like will really solidify the like his feature and his participation in it,
Mhm.
which is important to me, mostly because I believe in his part so much. It's not just that he's someone I admire and someone that adds clout to the song or whatever you want to call it, but it's that I think the bridge and his part on it is really good songwriting and elevates the tune quite a bit.
Mhm.
And graciously, he says he'll do it, and he says that he's on tour, and he's going to try and have his videographer that's on tour with them film the part. I don't know what happened. That entire tour goes by. He does not send me footage for the music video part. I'm not sure if he's actually going to do it. And then like 3 days after um, the tour, he sends me the vertical iPhone footage.
Oh,
Kellen, I love you so
son.
much. That is not what I was asking for or hoping for.
No.
Of course, I'm not complaining in the slightest, because Kellen Quinn just sent me 2 clips for my music video. So I'm like,
You're like, fuck yeah.
yeah, I'm like, thank you so much again, Kellen. If you see this, like I do, it's great. The music video looks perfect. It's totally fine.
It explains
but-
why there's like the
It's
panning in and
beautiful.
out, though.
Mm.
Right, but it works out in
Yeah.
the sense that it informed a new element of the music video, because we had already shot our shots.
Yeah.
And the idea for the music video was really clean performances where people that have never heard of our band before can memorize our faces. And then shots that include the elements, because the record is loosely based around weather. And shots that include this cloud and this umbrella, because
Mm-hmm.
those are symbolic pieces that also carry throughout all of the songs that we have batched and ready to go. I did not plan to do this Brady Bunch comic book effect thing.
Yeah.
And decided to do that after the fact to, to match Kellen's footage with ours a little bit more. And I liked it so much. I think it keeps the audience's attention a little bit more. And I put it throughout the whole music video, obviously, as you've both seen. And I think I'm going to try and make it part of the entire process for each at least official music video moving forward for this project. So that's kind of a happy accident, but yeah, that is the story of everything about Kellen Quinn being on Knock Me Out by Not My Weekend.
That's a fucking nut story, and like you telling us that like gives me a newfound respect like for the features, because it's not just like send him a song and he just hops on it. Like it is a process for him, even though he does so many.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think the people that hit him up through Featured X and meet his $1,000 price point or whatever it is, probably maybe have like a less communicative process or whatever it may be, but he definitely, at the very least, decides that he likes the song and also feels that he can add to it long before he accepts anything. I know for a fact. And I do think it's evident when you listen to any of the features he participates on, and maybe it's just because he's a killer vocalist, but I've never heard him do a feature and gone, I don't think that's any good. They all sound good to me.
Absolutely.
And to answer your question, why it's not part of the marketing, it's going to be heavily part of the marketing.
I figured.
But I think that will be the new piece. I don't think that will be the new piece when the song is released. I want it to be the music video is coming out the day before the song, so on May 18th. I believe, fingers crossed, it's getting premiered through a radio station.
Yeah.
So for the people that have been paying attention and are excited to see the song, I want that to be like I didn't realize this was part of this type moment. And then I'm going to spend the next 2 weeks screaming at everyone on my iPhone that Kellen Quinn is on this song.
Can't wait.
And then honestly, by the middle of June, we should be promoting the next single. So
the life of a TikToker. You gotta just on to the next one.
Yeah. Well, I post minimum 5 times a day.
Good Lord.
For myself and my clients that I work with. So at this point, I definitely I don't feel like I don't feel any kind of posting fatigue, because it's just like I feel like clocking in for my day job that I love so much. I don't have a day job. I live a hilarious pretend life, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. You just get to tour around the UK and Europe and fucking stadiums, man. It's not a bad life.
Good times.
Yeah.
So is there any meaning behind the single title or cover art?
Honestly, if I'm being very real with you, the writing of this song, Knock Me Out, is the most heavily written by Jared Gaines for sure. I would say that like 7 of these songs are pretty 50-50 him and myself. And I would say like 2 of these songs were a little bit more my idea, and then he really like finished them up. But like Knock Me Out specifically is really mostly Jared Gaines. I've got some lyric and melody in the second verse, and like one line in the chorus, but it's really in large part his brainchild, and I'm very grateful that it's a Not My Weekend song. I really like the how kind of rough around the edges it is, and I really like how smooth the verses are leading into the chorus. And I always really like kind of I shouldn't be with you sexually charged songs. I have my whole life, and like I'm attracted to those types of songs, maybe because of the pitfalls I have in my own life, perhaps. But yeah, I would say this is one of those, and I think the boxing metaphor that is this song is really cool.
Mhm.
Um, um, and yeah, I mean that's what it means to me. I love singing it. I love when the boys and I have gotten to practice it a few times, and it's so much fun to run through, and I can't wait to play it live. Um, yes, the cover art um, is we were trying to come up with a concept for all of the single art and the upcoming album art that would be just an additional cool piece to the record that would basically not be something drawn, like not be something that was like so obviously graphic design, and also not be something that's a photograph in like a a like a pop star kind of way,
Hmm.
while
Yeah.
Mhm.
still while still desperately trying to avoid a photograph that's like an American football type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is a really hard line to walk.
It really is.
It's
Yeah.
like I feel like anytime a band does a graphic design album art, it's like A Day to Remember or any of that late 2000s stuff. And I feel like anytime a band does a photograph, it's like immediately an emo album. It's like, yeah, that's a photo of a rooftop. You got it.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Um,
Copycats.
but so the record is not about this, and well, I mean, I guess it kind of is. There's this horror movie called Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I watched it on a plane coming back from a DJ show. Um, and the movie takes place during a hurricane. And like I had said, this record is largely about bad weather.
Mhm.
There's a song called Hurricane Weather on in the batch of songs we have coming out. And there's a really, really cool shot in the first 10 minutes of this movie where it's from the point of view of one of the characters in the movie, and they're underwater looking up at another character. And just while I'm watching the movie, I was like, that's a really cool shot. And Jared was like, what could we do that was photo? And I was like, I just watched this movie that has this really cool moment where this girl's under a pool or whatever. And my friend Lauren, who I love so much, let us go over to her apartment's pool. And me and my very good friends Tay and TJ and Django
Nice.
spent a long time just splashing water around and taking photos with a GoPro underneath the water. And then my very good friend Billy Harris helped us solidify the font and added some coloring and effects to the photos, and everything looks what I hope everything looks very like early 2000s-y and just like really noticeably different, not only from Honeymoon and Yellow, but from the album covers that our peers might be putting out. Not that I don't love the album covers that our peers are putting out, but I really want to stand out when scrolling Spotify, basically.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that's where this comes from, and just Billy picked the reaching hand shot for Knock Me Out,
Mhm.
and Billy Harris, the graphic designer who I've worked with for my whole life, and he picked it. And he was like, "I think this one works," and we were all like, "I agree, it's great."
Hell
So
yeah. All
yeah.
right.
Love it.
So I want you to pick your favorite lyric off this single and to give us the meaning behind it.
The section of verse 2 that I actually wrote, so biased, but it's I got clouds in my vision. Really should have listened when they said I was pushing my luck. You're just dancing around the room. So that little bit, I think is really good. And I was really insistent with Jared that I thought it was cool that we said we were pushing our luck, and I think it contributes to the fighting metaphor that
Mhm.
is this song between these two people. And I think I always like when there's like an invisible third party that like would be your friends, family,
Mhm.
contemporaries, whoever around you that are trying to convince you not to do something. Because I'm like a really headstrong person and always do whatever I want, for better or for worse, regardless if it hurts me or the people I care about. It's brutal. um, um, So yeah, I like that lyric for that reason. And it's how I connect myself to this song.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, and I also think on on Kellen's part, um, the look what you do to me, put up these walls and you still get through to me. I think it's like a really like kind of commonplace, often heard type metaphor or lyric. Um, but I think it provides a lot of familiarity to this song, and is a really good line. And then just the tagline, so just keep knocking me out, I'll keep waking up to you. I think is a really great tagline, and I think a
Yeah.
really great song, a really great single, like needs one of those. And Jared pitched it, and it was perfect, and it's the reason it was my favorite of the three songs we worked on initially in 3 years ago now. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Sounds great. So
Yeah.
would you be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you're creating this track?
Oh, I mean, it was over Zoom. It was the height of COVID. No one was going anywhere. I was still in Wyoming. Um, 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 I was talking to Kellen. We at that time we weren't sure if Honeymoon was even coming out at all. Um, and we were trying to move to LA, but we hadn't found a place yet. Just really manic and in the middle of COVID for sure. But if I'm being real with you, I don't think that affected the creation of this song too much. And we wrote it and rewrote it and recorded it and re-recorded it twice before all was said and done. This past November in LA. In 2022. So, um, I remember I was very manic, but that was mostly just COVID-19 lockdown type
Yeah.
stuff. Um, um, and I was really excited to be working on new stuff. Also at the time, I think Jared and a few other people that I don't even talk to anymore were trying to convince me to make this batch of songs like a new project, um, like a new band, new branding, or like a solo thing or something like that.
What? Yeah.
Um, and and I really like Not My Weekend, so that just never like I was like participating in all those conversations, but
Your head wasn't
the,
there.
the I, the my it, I don't even know what happened. I remember having all those conversations. I remember that being such a big part of it. Part of it was that we were still on our label, We Are Triumphant,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think we were trying to like make it so that these songs wouldn't come out on the label. And I was like, it's fine, they can come out on the label. It's but like I don't know. Um, and then now we're not on We Are Triumphant totally by happenstance, like it's a totally separate thing. So this will be our first independent release as a band ever.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, so my headspace was in a lot of different places for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely sounds like it. And I think the first time we spoke, it was about that EP in the middle of the pandemic. I feel like
Mhm.
we talked to you when you were talking about like we have a record that might not even come out. Like I feel like
Mhm.
that was something that came up, and then I had referenced it like in that second interview, and you're like, no, that never happened.
That sounds right.
I
That
feel
sounds
like
right.
I feel like this is all like coming back and connecting in my head now.
Yeah, it's clicking.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Damn, you're totally right. Yeah, we probably talked like right when right when I was working on Knock Me Out, honestly, for the very first time. And that's right. We were talking about Yellow at the time because that was the first time we spoke, and
Mhm.
nothing
Yeah.
from Honeymoon had come out yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
I want to stress that nothing about what I've said to you guys tonight means that I like Yellow or Honeymoon any less, or
Oh
that we
yeah.
won't play anything on those songs moving forward. They're just like we're in a very different place creatively, and I'm in a very different place emotionally, for
Yeah.
better or for worse. um, so it contributes to the art a lot. But yeah, I definitely, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
forgot about that.
God damn.
Nice.
So this question should be super, super quick off the top of your head. I want you to describe the single for new listeners in 3 words, no more, no less.
Yeah, heavier. I don't
Huh?
want to say heavy, just heavier. Um,
All right.
um, um, fucking yelly, uh, um, and dynamic.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Those three things.
All right.
Perfect. So, are you able to talk about any particularly challenging or standout moments from the creation of this single, positive or negative?
Um, yeah, Jared's really insistent that all of the main vocal takes that I do on any of these songs on the record are kind of are one good take that is then presented to, as the final take of that song. So when you're listening to the record and you're hearing a part, it is me doing that part once through as if you were seeing us live.
Oh, wow.
That's impossible on this chorus because there's two words that overlap just a little bit. So it's caught in a corner with you, you make it hard to move. You're drowning me with your body. I think I want you to. Your fist, my chest, skin on skin. Anything you want, I want to do is all one section. And then we stop recording and we pick up the rest of it. All that to say, I'm yelling so loud on this chorus. It was really hard getting through the whole thing. And honestly, I was kind of like in a depression in the middle of vocal tracking to begin with. So all of the vocal tracking for this record to me felt really difficult. And Jared and his partner Renee, who was in the room most of the time we were doing it, was like, "Man, it doesn't feel like you're excited about doing this." And I'm like, "Guys, I'm not excited about life."
Yeah.
And it's like, I wonder if any of that is going to bleed through on this record. I don't know. But I like to believe that it does positively because I know how much I like it now. But I would say just like the vocal tracking of this song and kind of all the songs in general was uh, the most difficult part because I was in a bad spot and it resulted in a lot of me just sitting in a closet where we recorded all the vocals, just like singing lines over and over again and like thinking I'm trying new things when I'm not. And it was weird. It was a weird headspace for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we keep talking about this record. Gotta ask, what's coming next? You've said single, but after that,
I know. I'm always too transparent with you guys.
You are. I love it
because I love you guys. And
I love you too.
The problem with me being too transparent with y'all is I tell you guys a lot and then that shit just doesn't happen. And I'm proud to tell you that I have not learned my lesson, so I'll do that again.
Perfect. I love that. So, guys, everybody listening, whatever Pat's about to say, probably not going to happen.
Not going to happen. Don't get your hopes up.
We have this song and music video for Knock Me Out is coming out May 19th. Yes. And I'm going to continue promoting it a lot because I want to gain new momentum and new steam and new listeners for our band.
Of course.
We filmed a second music video for a second song at the same time as Knock Me Out. Actually in the same studio, but trust me when I say the locations look very different, very much a very different music video. I have not started editing that at all, but I'm going to put that together and that song will come out as a single soon after. So 2 singles in the nearish future. I just ripped my toenail off my toe. That's going to hurt so bad.
Oh no.
It's fine. I would very much like to solidify a significant run of Not My Weekend shows, concerts, for the end of the summer or the fall. I'm not going to be so transparent with you guys that I tell you all the behind the scenes of what I'm going through to do that, but I have been working so hard and talking to so many people about making something really concrete like that happen. And like, it's not coming through right now the way I want it to, but I believe that it will because I keep pulling at strings, right? If I get one of those, if I can get like 18 plus Not My Weekend shows that I think are really good opportunities for content and really good opportunities to get in front of audiences and remind people that we are a really good live band, because I think my best asset, or one of, if not my best assets, is performing live.
Mhm.
then we're gonna make real strides at dropping the entire album as a complete project, like around whenever that time is, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And if I just can't make that happen, if I can't get a run of shows that that I feel fantastic about or whatever, we're just gonna reevaluate. And that might mean a whole year of just singles. Um, it might mean an EP or something like that. But
Mhm.
the music and how it interacts with each other and
Mhm.
how proud I am of it and how much more earnest and honest and vulnerable it is all the same. It's just the amount of it everyone's going to get at once
Mhm.
is going to be a little bit dictated on selfishly whether I can put it in front of a live audience. Um, but that's like the product is the same. I can assure you that for sure.
All right.
And I'm so stoked on what it is.
So for this question, because you're on tour, we got to ask, what is your gas station snack of choice?
Oh man, the gas stations in the UK don't have any of my gas station snacks of choice.
Oh,
It's brutal. It's just that they don't have the same snacks over here. In the US, it's Chex Mix now that the bagel chip is back. Absolutely.
Mhm.
hell yeah.
It's also chocolate covered pretzels, but if I have too many of them, I get a tummy ache.
Mhm.
Um, in the UK, it's paprika flavored Pringles. They are insane. They're so good. They do not have them in the US. So I will never get to experience them in the States. So over here it's paprika flavored Pringles, but normally good old fashioned Chex Mix and maybe a chocolate covered pretzel every now and then.
Hell yeah.
Perfect. All right.
So for the last couple of questions, we're going to shift completely away from music. So if you could be one animal for the rest of your life, what animal would you be and why?
We just saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3. There's a lot of animals in that movie. What did I text you? I texted you like we got to do it late because we have a lot scheduled today. It was just Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I was just I don't know why I'm such a douchebag. I just devoted my whole day to a Marvel movie because I haven't gotten the chance to see it yet, and it's more important to me than anything.
Honestly, that's so
that's
fair.
completely
but
fair.
I
Yeah.
did text Gloria and I was like, we're doing the interview with Pat at 8 p.m. our time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not
and I
quite
was like,
sure
dude,
why.
that's 2 a.m. What the fuck is Pat doing?
Just gotta see Guardians, baby. It was very good. A lot of animals in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think sea turtles live like 2,000 years or something like that. And I'm my uh my my Pokemon sign is a Cancer or whatever they say. You know what they're saying.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm a water sign.
Mm-hmm.
And I love being in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And I love taking it easy. So I'm gonna say sea turtle right now in this moment.
Nice. All right.
Fuck yeah. All right. So if you could have lunch with any celebrity or artist, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
The Jonas Brothers.
Absolutely.
How long have we known each other?
First time we interviewed you, you were in a lawn chair outside
Yep.
of, I think, a warehouse wearing a Jonas Brothers shirt. Badass as fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, I went to their fuck.
We're trying to like wrap this up so you can go to bed and you've got stories for us. I love it.
We're skipping questions over here, man. It's okay.
I went to their Hollywood Walk of Fame star inductee thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I went into I go up to this camera lady and I'm like, hey, how are you? It's good morning. She's like, yeah, it's good morning. I'm like, who you work for? She's like, network. I'm like, cool. Yeah, that's cool. You filming the Joe Bros Walk of Fame? She's like, yeah. I'm like, all right. So tell me what I don't know. And she's like, I think they're in the Roosevelt down the street, like right now. And I'm like, bet. And I walk into I'm such a douchebag. I hate myself. And I walk into the lobby of the Roosevelt, and there's no one in there, like literally zero people. There's two people sitting in the dark by a fire or whatever, right? It's not the Jonas Brothers. There's no camera team. There's no one in there. I'm like, okay, this is a dead lead. So I just go use the bathroom in the Roosevelt because I just have to, because I have to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I use the bathroom and I walk out, and it's the same group of people in the dark, and I lock eyes with one of the guys in this group of people. and I'm like walking away, and now I'm staring because I think it's Lil Dicky. And like there's normally lots of famous people at these Hollywood Walk of Fame things.
Hmm.
And I'm walking away and I'm like, I think this is Lil Dicky that I'm staring at right now. And it's too late. We've locked eyes for like 15 seconds. And I'm like
Oh,
about to
wow.
walk out the door. And in that moment, my heart breaks because I realize it's Frankie Jonas and Sophie Turner and one girl I don't know.
That's
And
my random girl.
and it at this point it's too awkward and I'm way too embarrassed and I just leave. And the Jonas Brothers just get in Escalades in the back of the Roosevelt where I didn't even check. And then I watched their Hollywood Walk of Fame inductee thing, and it was very nice. But Frankie Jonas has grown out a beard, and he hasn't posted on TikTok in like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't recognize him, and he's easily my favorite Jonas. And I was just so sad. I was so sad and so embarrassed that that happened. And then John Bellion lied to me. It was a weird morning. It was tough.
What the
It was a lot.
Okay. You want to unpack that? Or you just gonna leave that? That's fair. That's fine.
I just said, "Hey man, are you John Bellion?" And he said, "Nope."
There you go.
It was John Bellion. I've never heard someone just say they weren't who they were. I was like, "Are you John Bellion?" He's like, "Nah." I was like, "Yeah, well, I mean, you are, but
Okay.
But,
Yeah, it's
all right,
good meeting you
thanks.
too, dude.
Yeah.
Damn.
that's
That's
a lot.
tragic.
It's
That is
fine."
tragic.
I've wanted to tell you, Pat, because you are next to Shane, the biggest Jonas Brothers fan
He's a
that I
bigger
know.
Jonas Brothers fan than I am.
Okay, you are the biggest Jonas Brothers fan that I know. I actually just saw them like 2 weeks ago, and I've been wanting to tell you, but I didn't want to just randomly text you like, I saw the Jonas Brothers live, because it's just such a strange thing.
Did you see the 3 hour show? Did you see the 5 album show?
No, I saw a 30-minute set.
Where?
It was Something in the Water, Pharrell's festival. They were added like last minute and did like 5 songs.
What'd they play?
They
Dog
played Sucker. It was all of the hits, so
Stop
I
it.
knew them.
Mm.
Yeah, they played I'm sorry, I'm not like a fan, like I don't know like the names. They played the Red Dress song where
Burn It
Nick
Up.
does the Red Dress.
Yeah.
That part.
Fire.
Yeah. They did Year 3000. They did Sucker.
Yeah.
They did Nick's big song Jealous. I think that's what it is.
Yep.
Of course they
and
did
then Cake by the Ocean.
I went crazy for that one, dude. That's one of my favorite songs ever.
That song literally tells you to go crazy 3 times. So that's
exactly. So it's like I have to, right?
Nah.
If Joe Jonas tells me to go crazy, like what the fuck else am I supposed to do? And then like a deep cut, I think. I don't know. I didn't recognize it. But Shane said it was dog shit, so I just said, "Oh, okay."
Dog shit. They didn't play SOS.
That's how
Did
you
they,
know it's
Shane?
dog shit.
Here, let me see.
Interesting.
But I got tickets to the 5-night 1 album fucking
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah, if I'm in town, I'm gonna try and go to Vegas and LA if I can.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going to New York City. It's gonna be a
Nice.
good time. I'm very excited.
Oh fuck! They played the Waffle House song.
Oh, the new song. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not a fan of that. Sorry.
That's fair.
So for this last question, boom, you're on a desert island. You can bring 1 movie, 1 album, and 1 person. Who and what are you bringing?
Did you ask me this last time?
Probably.
Most likely.
Okay. I wonder what I said. Look, knowing for a fact that my answer is different than the last time,
Mhm.
I'm going to bring Avengers Endgame as a comfort movie. I might have said that last time. I'm going to bring Fall Ya Do by Fall Out Boy.
Oh.
Just because I've been jamming a lot of Fall Out Boy recently, and that's my favorite Fall Out Boy album. So it's kind of like a comfort album thing, and I think that's kind of a lost at sea album as well. So while I'm on this desert island, it's going to help a lot for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is it a desert island or is it a deserted island?
I say deserted island. He says desert island.
Because desert island is kind of an oxymoron. If it's an island, it can't be the desert. It has to be tropical in some sense.
All right, listen. I struggle with
deserted
pronouncing
island.
things. All right.
I didn't spell it out for him this time.
Yeah.
Unless you mean an island of ice cream. I don't think which is more fantasy than
True. But it's melting around you. You only have so much time.
Who are you bringing to the island, Pat?
Type situation.
Do you really have to? Do you have to really ruin my world over here? Can you just tell me who the fuck you're bringing, huh?
I don't know. Can I just bring Django?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's basically
I would.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I'd like to have Django. I miss him a lot right now. We're connected at the hip, and I think that he would keep me sane, and I believe we can get off or survive on the island between the two of us for sure.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. So as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Yeah, Knock Me Out by Not My Weekend.
the song we've been talking about.
Yep.
No, I mean, please follow Not My Weekend on Instagram, please. I had a really, really good month on Instagram Reels personally in January, so I'm spending a lot of time on Instagram Reels. Follow myself and follow the band on TikTok as well. But in terms of like keeping up with our shows and like being a fan of the band in a way that is like well informed, I think our Instagram is the best place right now. If you pre-save the album, you have an option to add your email to an email list. I promise you, I am not going to email anyone about anything other than new song is out, new merch drop, new shows. All right. You're not getting like spam ever. You know what I mean? So if you just want to be up to date on those things, you can add your email list when you pre-save the song. And yeah, just at Not My Weekend on Instagram and add all my personal stuff at Patrick NMW is the best way to keep up. And I appreciate you guys so much. And of all the podcasts in the scene right now, I think I've seen you guys grow the most. I've seen you guys evolve the most. I'm so happy you haven't quit. It's awesome. So yeah,
appreciate you a lot.
That's true. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Always a blast chatting with you. Thank you. For now, this has been Patrick from Not My Weekend, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.